Alright, so welcome back to another video. I think I'm about to sneeze, actually. Alright, never mind. So, today we have a lot to talk about. So, we have awards, Monster Jam awards, and qualifying World Finals all announced. So, let's get right into this. Rookies of the Year are Johnson Jr. and Weston Anderson. Rising Star of the Year is Kristen Anderson. Arena Great Clips two-wheel skill move is David Olfert, which I completely agree with. Same thing with Ryan Anderson for Stadium. Technicians of the Year. The only thing I would change here is Ken Sterling, whatever the name is, to Ryan's guy, Bryce. Breakout Driver of the Year, Corey Rubble, can't agree. Donut of the Year, I would probably have said Tom Entz. Streamer of the Year, absolutely not Jim Kohler, but I would have said Tyler Duke any day. Entertainer of the Year, Bernard Light Megalodon, probably because of like post stuff. Craig Champion, Double Barrel Roll, obviously yes. Tyler Duke, Save of the Year. Wow Factor of the Year, Bar Moose Sour. That's debatable. That's when he jumped over Gravedigger. That one's debatable. I would have probably given that one to Weston. Fan Favorite Driver of the Year, Camden Murphy. Camden Murphy or Ryan Anderson would have been my picks there, or maybe Tyler Duke as well. Arena Freestyle of the Year, Evel's Linus. I actually did not see that one. Cole Bernard got Stadium Freestyle of the Year. And then there are the champions. I watched like 2/3 of that live. And the other thing here is qualifying, which I watched live, just not like actually live because I was still in school. I watched it on the bus home. So these are your qualifying results, which makes these guys have the free advances. I'm very surprised at some of these, like Cole Bernard, Ryan Anderson, Charlie Pocken, John Gordon, Jamie Garner, Corey Rubble. You know, they were a lot of my top picks, but they didn't actually make it really anywhere for this competition here. With Ryan Anderson being really the closest of my expectations, as well as Cole Bernard. And so if you don't know the the bracket after qualifying, this is your bracket, what it looks like. Why is this like this? Alright, right at the end is where they show this. So as you can see, we got Gravedigger, Wesley Anderson versus Jamie Garner. No matter what, that's an upset race. Jamie Garner's never really gotten to go to a World Finals, but it's also Wesley Anderson's rookie year and his first stadium event. So I think either way, I would be just as upset or happy for either driver. Then we'll over to Tristan England and Caleb Blood. Very interested to see how that plays out, because Tristan England was very fast in qualifying. Caleb Blood, I think, will actually lose, because Caleb Blood did not get good qualifying rounds in, and Caleb Blood was, of all the drivers, the only one that did make it over the overpass. Then we have Son of a Digger, Ryan Anderson versus Nick Pagliarulo. Glendale 2020, they raced. Honestly, Nick Pagliarulo almost won. Again, no matter what, it's an upset race. I want either of them to win just as much. It really is going to come down to who can go faster. I have a feeling it's going to be Ryan Anderson, though, especially based on practice and qualifying. Then we see Cole Bernard versus Jim Kohler. They've both raced this track before, I believe. So, I'm not sure about Cole Bernard, actually. I think Jim Kohler might have a slight advantage coming into that, but Cole Bernard's also a lot faster, as you can see. Then we move over to John Gordon versus Corey Rubble. Again, that could really go either way. I just think John Gordon's a little bit of a faster racer than Corey Rubble. Corey Rubble's made it to several finals races this year, however. Then we see Brandon Vincent versus Cynthia Gauthier. I'd have to give that one to Brandon Vincent, based on what we saw during qualifying. For Charlie Pocken and Brianna Mahan, I'd have to say Charlie Pocken. He won several racing championships this year. Well, on the other hand, Brianna Mahan been racing in arenas all year and is going to be very rusty. And then finally we have Bryce Kenny and Kristen Anderson, which is, I'm definitely going to give that to Bryce Kenny with a lot more stadium experience. Which leaves the round 2 buys to be Tom Entz, Barry Musauer, Camden Murphy, Todd Ledoux, Cody Saucier, Adam Anderson, Tyler Menninga, and Mark Liss. Right off the bat, I'm 90% sure Tom Entz will win here, but I think it would be really cool if Weston Anderson advanced to race Tom Entz. Right here we have Barry Musauer. I'm assuming Tristan England will win since Caleb Blood couldn't really get any good rounds in there. Which I'm not saying for sure not, but yeah. Not sure they chose these races. I think they should have just randomized. I really couldn't call that one. That's pretty close, honestly. Camden Murphy, I'm fully expecting to win if Nick Pagliarulo advances, but I'm very much expecting Ryan Anderson to advance, and in that case, I don't know who will win. From down here, I don't know who's going to win, but I have a feeling Tyler Duke will be faster, having a world championship in racing as well, but not to take away from Jim Kohler's championship. Then we have these two. I would assume, based on like average for this year, I would have to say Corey Rubble will win here, which would be an interesting race. I'm actually not sure who would win that. I would assume this would be a Digger round here. Vincent and Anderson. I think that's what I'm predicting here. Here is probably going to be Charlie Poggin versus Tyler Menninga, who've raced several times against each other this year and are both super fast. And then finally, I would anticipate Bryce Kenny and Mark List, which could really go multiple ways. Now, that's all good news and just news in general. Now I have some bad news. So you guys know how I do BeamNG, right? Well, my Windows key on my keyboard, I'm continuously pressing it right now. You could hear me pressing it. But it doesn't do anything when I'm pressing it. It doesn't pull this up. And if my Windows button doesn't respond, that means I can't do Windows Alt R, which is how I record my freestyles. Which is going to take me out of BeamNG for a little bit, but I have some other spare videos and files that I'll be able to upload. Monster Jam, but realistically, the other thing I would say would probably be this Monster Truck show. That was kind of underwhelming, if you ask me, but if that's what it's come down to, I mean, it's fine. It's not that bad of a show. But until I could get this figured out, that's kind of where we're at. And yeah, I'll see you next time. That's the big news for World Finals 21. And there actually is big news on World Finals 22, because we got word that it's going to be in Nashville, I think. Let's check. I'm pretty sure they said Nashville. Yep, Nashville. Which means rotational schedule is every 1 or 2 years. So hopefully they'll come out to Glendale, or if I were them, I would probably go out to the other. What was the old venue they used? Is it Chase Field? I don't remember. I'm gonna find out. Monster Jam. I believe Chase Field. Yeah, okay, Chase Field. That I would see them more likely to do since it's a much bigger stadium, but they might end up doing it in State Farm Stadium, which would be much easier because I live right next to it. But that's where we're at right now, and I'm very excited to see what will happen at World Finals tomorrow, especially. Usually I skip past racing in any show I watch for Monster Jam. This one is going to be one to watch for racing. And really quickly, I do want to check the streaming for, forecast schedule, because I doubt they'll actually live stream the event, so I'll just have to see if anyone is up to date on uploading them. And we didn't actually get to see any skills practice beforehand, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. And it's also been announced that Tom Mentz will be doing his reverse move racing night, because that big ramp setup did have the flippers for his tires. Apart from that, that ends off this video. I'll see you next time, and I don't know when I'll get this, so close. I don't know when I'm gonna get this Windows key problem figured out, but when I do, expect more BeamNG. I could also just use backup BeamNG videos, that's a thing too.